What happens when a government minister compares a painful tax hike to taking a chicken wing but giving back a whole chicken? That's exactly what sparked fury across Singapore's internet over the weekend, and it all happened at a rally speech just months before the election. Minister for Sustainability and the Environment, Grace Fu, faced a storm of criticism after defending the goods and services tax hike during her PAP rally speech for Jurong Central SMC. She described the 2% GST increase, from 7% to 9%, as a tough but necessary decision. According to her, it's balanced by what she called a permanent support system of financial aid, including GST vouchers, USave rebates, MediSave top-ups, and S&CC rebates. In total, she claimed these measures return over $1,600 to Singaporeans, especially those in lower income groups. However, it was her analogy that lit a fire online. "We may be taking a chicken wing from you," Fu said, "but we are giving you a whole chicken." The reaction was swift and brutal. Over 1,200 comments flooded CNA's Facebook post, with many Singaporeans flipping her analogy on its head. One viral response quipped, "You gave us a wing, but took the whole farm." Another pointed to Singapore's $6.4 billion budget surplus in FY 2024, asking why GST had to go up at all. After all, corporate tax revenue had already surged by 6.5% to nearly $31 billion. Critics also challenged Fu's claim that GST helps tax tourists and those who don't pay income tax. Under the tourist refund scheme, most GST on shopping is refunded when tourists leave Singapore. That means locals are still carrying the bulk of the tax load, especially on essentials like diapers, baby formula, and food. Then there's the issue of rising prices. While GST rose by 2%, netizens say prices of goods have jumped much more. Many small businesses passed on the increase, and then some, leaving everyday Singaporeans scrambling to afford basic necessities. Some question the claim that these support schemes are permanent. Vouchers like the CDC scheme were originally meant to be temporary pandemic relief. Now, they've become a lifeline. Yet they're distributed per household, not per person, and not on a monthly basis. As one commenter put it, "We're in a first-world country relying on vouchers to survive." Even more strikingly, Workers' Party chief Pritam Singh slammed the GST hike as poorly timed. In his rally speech, he accused the government of turbocharging inflation and argued the hike was unnecessary in the face of a strong fiscal position. MAS itself estimated that the GST increase could push inflation up by as much as 40%. Singh also reminded voters that Singapore recorded over $14 billion in fiscal surplus during the last term. He criticized the PAP for ignoring ground sentiment and warned that rising inequality and a reliance on handouts signals a bigger problem. Grace Fu will lead the PAP team contesting the new Jurong East Bukit Batok GRC, facing off against Red United. But after this backlash, voters may be less concerned about party lineups and more focused on the cost of living and what's really being taken off their plates. So, what do you think? Was the chicken wing analogy just bad PR, or does it reveal something deeper about the government's disconnect from everyday struggles? Comment below, subscribe to 2230, and hit that like button if you want to see more detailed election coverage and hard truths you won't find anywhere else.